What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today we're going to talk about Eternity, which would actually make for a better TV show than a film, so that it can really explore on its concept. But we got a movie here to talk about. The film does have audio descriptions done by Pixelogic, narrated by Darren Rivets. Um, and just if you really want to get super meta, make sure you're wearing Eternity by Calvin Klein while while playing the movie. Subscribe for really dumb things that I like to say in my reviews. So this is my second time seeing Eternity. The first time through A24 didn't give me audio description on it. And I was like, I don't know, I'll just wait. So many movies during awards season. I didn't feel the pressure because Eternity kind of fell short of everything. Like nobody was like, I don't know, it's not going to be an Oscar consideration. It's not really gonna be in the thing. It's kind of unfortunate because I actually liked Eternity. I think it's a good film. I don't know, it's a great one. And that's sort of when I was talking about the idea that maybe if this was a TV show, it could explore the idea because it sets up this bold, big bold eternity world for us to be in, almost like like you want to explore more of the inside out, right? Like Disney Pixar came up with that idea, and then they're like, well, what about the other emotions? And then you see that in sort of two, and then they hint at that there's more coming, like nostalgia when she comes into play. So that it's like, well, how far can you take this? How far can you take the reshaping of the mind? And so with the Eternities, I kind of just wanted to see other Eternities. I wanted to see a show where you take like Divine Joy Randolph and John Early's characters and they have to keep kind of pushing people toward their choice Eternities. I think that'd be a great show. Like, and each Eternity is like a little bit different. And you have some weird ones too. I love the one that plays on the TV where it's like, were you a big fan of 1930s Germany, but thought there were a little too many Nazis? Not, you're in luck because here's 1930s Germany with now 100% Nazi free. It's just like, oh God, for people who just, I guess, were obsessed with cabaret. Um, but so yeah, the plot falls around a man. We see an old couple at the beginning, husband and wife, and Larry and June. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. Who I don't know. Larry ends up dying at a gender reveal party, but not in the way that you think people would die at a gender reveal party in a film that when you see, they even joke about it. Like there's like it's gender reveal. Oh, I heard people die of these things, and he dies from something really like mundane. And so when he dies, he goes to eternity, and it looks like this futuristic science fiction world, right? Where he sort of enters like the hub. They call it something else, but it's like this um sort of like where you would start in a video game. Like where your characters go, and it's like the safe point and nobody can get you there, nobody can attack you. um every video game has these, right, where you travel to like the safe zone and there are like shops that you can go to and visit, and it's like, "No, there's never any danger here." So Destiny comes to mind for people who are like, well, what are you talking about? I'm like, Destiny has that world where everybody was just kind of sort of hanging out, that one planet, and then you would go to other planets if you actually wanted to fight or complete missions. So um feels like that. He ends up meeting his afterlife coordinator, played by Davine Joy Randolph, um, who, unlike her role in Bridehard, actually feels like that this might be something that was up her alley for if you have seen any of Davine's work pre The Holdovers. She's actually quite funny. I really loved her when she was on the Hulu series High Fidelity, the remake of the show. She was on that with Zoe Kravitz. That was when she first sort of caught my attention. Um, And this role's great for her. She plays Anna, the coordinator for Larry, to try to help him pick an eternity. But he's like, well, I don't want to pick an eternity without my wife. Where's my wife? Where's June? And he's worried about her because they were together for 65 years, and she had cancer, and he was supposed to be taking care of her, and he ended up going before her. So he has to wait around a little bit. So he checks out the place, and he really only has like 7 days where he's supposed to pick an eternity. So it looks like he may have to get a job to stay. Um, and he meets a bartender, who the script clocks, the audio description clocks it pretty quickly, but you would have already seen a picture of him anyway. So the twist in the film is that years prior, June had a first husband played by Luke, who's Luke, played by Callum Turner, who died in Korea. So he died when they were young, and they never really got a long marriage. So uh, there's always been this like, was he the love of her life type thing from a marriage cut short, and then he came along. Larry came along afterward and then finished it out, and he was the one that they had the family and the kids with. So Luke's been waiting the whole time for his wife to come back to him. He's been playing bartender in this hub, and trying to just wait for her to show up. And finally, she does. Finally, she dies of cancer, and June comes in. And the thing about this world is that you appear as the happiest version of yourself, which is really important. It's freakishly important that you know that, but I won't tell you why, but it does come into play. Um, and so they're all sort of like younger. They're not their older selves. Although there are some gags because there are a lot of kids running around. A lot of people, their happiest time was when they were kids. Um, and they immediately have the conflict where it's like two guys, one woman, and they've been waiting for her, and she's overwhelmed, and you only get one shot at eternity. Like there's this whole thing where it's like you can't change your eternity, you have to pick it, and then you're there for eternity. That's it, which is kind of like, it feels really limiting, but whatever. That you can't like go through other eternities, and that eternity itself is so limited that you can't, bounce between different locations. Um, Black Mirror has kind of played with this idea too, with that virtual afterlife. Sans, no, not gonna say Junupio. Anyway, I butchered that, but at least you know that I've seen Black Mirror before. I can't pronounce it. Um, so yeah, Larry and Luke are gonna vie for her attention. She has to kind of pick. Her coordinator is played by John Early. And there's another character, there's one sort of that rounds out the cast. There's a sixth character who was a friend of June's, who actually who did not revert to her younger age. So she's older, she's like 72. And there's sort of a funny gag as to why she's 72. Like it's actually also kind of heartwarming at the same time. It's a nice reason to be that age as to why it was the happiest moment of her life. But yeah, so everybody is sort of where they are in life based on that, and they she June gets ends up getting granted this special dispensation to where she can experience like an eternity, like a trial run with each one of them separately, because it's hard to choose while they're both standing there in front of her. So she gets to do that, and it's like, well, which one will she choose? Will she choose both of them? None of them? One of them? Which one? And that's why you sit there for the movie. Now, I really liked this. Is it perfect? No, because it could have pushed more into the ideas. There's some really cool ideas that it introduces, but it just doesn't have the time to really go into. Like, for example, the fact that Anna admits the fact that there's only the one eternity, there is no heaven or hell, which means everybody who's good or bad has been sent to the same place, which is kind of troubling for people who, when you really think about that, it's like, wait a minute, no matter what, it's like, yeah, it didn't matter. So everybody has the same shot at eternity. So all the people on Earth who have done really terrible shit all go to the same place as you. Um, and it's something the film wants to bring up because it thinks it's clever, but at the same time, it doesn't really have the time to deal with. I thought what was really interesting was for example, like the commercial about 1930s Germany, now with 100% Nazis, have the balls to run the opposite out of that and have a world where it is 100% Nazis. Because inherently, if there is, they do something with like a surgeon, right, on the television. It sort of is a little bit heading in that direction. As one of their TV, basically the TV is just like commercials for other eternities. I'm like, what happened to TV shows? Um, but yeah, so yeah, have one where it is, where it looks like, well, yeah, the bad people would pick that one, you know? Since you opened the door, if you're gonna open the door to it, you might as well go for it. Um, so yeah, if no amount of sins would keep you from this place, then where do those people go? I don't want to go to eternity where I'm gonna accidentally run into Hitler, you know, like I picked Hawaii. Oh, Hitler's here. You know, like um shouldn't there be an eternity where like the bad people are all like congregating and like, were you a serial killer before? You can still be a serial killer now. Like something. But I kind of feel like they hint at that a little bit with that one thing, but I I would have done it right after the other one, the 1930s Germany, now with 100% Nazis, and then have the balls to actually like flip that and do it the other way around. Because otherwise, it's suggested that the all the bad people could be anywhere, and then you could like run into them in the eternity, um, which is not what I think people would want for their eternities. But at least there's like an eternity where they can go choose it, they can go congregate together, Nazi eternity. Like they're over there by themselves because they can't leave anyway. Like that's the whole shtick behind the movie is that you choose an eternity and you're over there. So hey, fuck them, right? So um, this film has a lot of creative stuff going for it, but occasionally the fact that it doesn't have the time or capabilities to fully dive into things, that's kind of what holds it back. The thing that holds Eternity back from greatness is the fact that it is this broad concept. It's a very high concept movie. It feels not like it's an A24 movie, by the way. This feels very much like a studio film that somehow ended up at A24, because it's so broad in terms of science fiction. It feels like the kind of thing that um, they should have pushed even further, very Fifth Elementy or something where it's like very stylized. But it's very grounded, very relationshipy. Performances are all good. I actually really like Callum Turner here. He's the one that I'm sort of like least familiar with of the team. I love Dave. I enjoy Randolph. I thought Miles Teller was nice. And there is kind of like a little sweet thing that happens there that I would say was tied into the realization of when somebody is that they revert to the happiest time in their life. And when that hits, and somebody actually has that realization, it sort of puts all the pieces together and it kind of comes in really nicely. Now, the film takes that and goes, wait a minute, with it. But at the same time, I thought that was just a really sweet moment to the recognition of it, the recognition of the rules of how this place works and how that's used to effect. So, I liked Eternity. I think it falls a little bit short in terms of being a great movie, but it's a very good movie. This is why it wasn't in my top films of the year list, but at the same time, I would still recommend it. So, audio description's nice. It's got lovely performances. It's fun. It's a little under 2 hours. It moves pretty well. It's got good pacing to it. The only begrudging that I can do is the fact that it's like it feels like it opens a lot of doors and just leave them open, you know? And that's to some people that won't be a problem, but for other people who are looking for like resolution and the well, what if? Well, what if this? Well, what if this? Well, what does that mean? Well, what about this scenario? What would you do with this? It can kind of snowball. There can be a little bit of a snowball effect when Eternity wants to kind of create this brand new world and open a lot of doors, but also expect us to not look through them because that's not part of this story. But also, you really just want more context, you know? Like, this would have been a better TV show. Anyway, I'm giving it Eternity 8.1 out of 10. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I will see you guys on the other side.